guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm here in this random parking lot in the middle of nowhere because guess what? I have the 2021 Volkswagen Atlas Crossport, and what makes this extra special, we have V6 power and 4Motion all-wheel drive. But before we get into this shortened Volkswagen Atlas, let's talk about what's going on here. So the VW Atlas, that is that mid-size three-row SUV from the iconic German brand. What Volkswagen decided to do, take their three-row Atlas and shave some off the back, because guess what? Not everybody, including this guy right here, maybe necessarily wants a three-row mid-size SUV. So the main competitor to this Atlas Crossport is gonna be, believe it or not, the new Honda Passport. It's kind of interesting how Crossport, Passport, I think something's going on there. And guess what? I'm right, because this is the direct competitor to that vehicle, because the Honda Passport is the same exact recipe. Take their mid-size three-row SUV known as the Honda Pilot, shave some off the back, and that gives you the Passport. What this is hoping to bring, what Volkswagen is saying it's gonna bring to you, is unique German styling. And like I said, you have a little bit more opportunity to option it specifically the way that you want. And then on top of everything, Volkswagen, being part of that Volkswagen Auto Group, of course Audi is part of that, is this not only a competitor to the Honda Passport, but is it a value-priced Audi Q8? So let's go ahead, let's dive into this Atlas Crossport and find out. Right off the bat, the styling, I'm digging it. It looks unique, it stands out from the rest of the pack, and it does have some of that Audi Q8 identity to it. Now, starting off at the front of the business, you're still gonna get that very muscular, prominent front end that is synonymous with the Atlas. Whether you go three-row or you go with this Crossport, you're gonna get the LED headlights, LED daytime running lamps. I love the way everything kind of flows into the grille, very clean. You have those horizontal chrome strips with some nice flat black and some chrome accents on each of those little intricate pieces, all free-flowing. We drop down, you do have a little bit of gloss black, nothing too crazy, some more horizontal lines that are gloss black, and then a little bit of a lip extension that comes up in the center. Now, on each corner, you are gonna get these functional side air curtains. So when you look at the corner of the lower bumper area, that is a functional side air curtain. I think a lot of people would say, hey, they should have put maybe some LED fog lamps in there, but you know what? It does look very aggressive and very unique. Our particular one is an R trim level, which is gonna give you some of those extra niceties when it comes to exterior styling. And then there's that iconic Volkswagen badging. Goes back so many years, the people's car. Going up onto the hood, you're gonna have simple, clean lines. Nice, straight. You could get a T-square out. Everything flows nicely right towards the windshield. I love the metallic silver. It's got a nice crease and a fold to meet the top of the grille. And then as we come around the bend, on our particular R-line setup of a Atlas Crossport, look at these beautiful wheels you're gonna get. I love the dark gunmetal gray with the bright silver. This is a 20-inch wheel, 255 on the width, meaty 50 series sidewall. You have over 13-inch rotors that are ventilated to give you some nice braking capability. And like I said, our particular Crossport has 4Motion. That means we have all-wheel drive. I wish they would have painted this silver. I think that would have looked a little bit more higher level, but you do have the flat black just around the fender treatment. As we go down the fender, look at this hard body line. Look at the way it just slopes perfectly into the fender and door treatment. We got the Crossport badge, looking clean, a little bit of black in there. That's all you need, and it follows the body line of the door. Color matched on the mirror caps. You have your turn signals, slim and trim, bright silver on the low roof rails. And then even the way they did that lower body line, the way it rises up and flows all the way and then drips back down, some of that chrome trim, looks really purposeful. And I like that from the side, especially when you compare this to the Passport. When it comes to looks, at least in these eyes, this one is definitely the looker. As we coast on back, you're gonna get bright metalwork at the bottom, not the top, just flat black on the top, bright metalwork that just kind of disappears as you get into the rear pillar here. Love the way the hard body line, look at this. Look at the way it has that style, that nice flow. It slopes up, comes into the fender, and then just drops right down into our rear taillights. And as we get to the rear, I do like the tail end of business. What I don't like is this. Get rid of this rear glass wiper, have that tucked in. You do have a black shark fin antenna, low roof spoiler. This really looks like an Audi Q8 from this section here. You got your LED taillights. Look at how they have the R in there. Do you see it? R for Rady's Rides. Love it. Thank you, Volkswagen. Chrome strip all the way across with the Atlas name. I like the way they brought it right into the chrome instead of sticking it up here or down here. Super clean. Ours, like I said, is an R-Line, but it's an SE with the V6. We kind of drop down. You're going to get your full tow capability. The big zonk, just like on a Q8, is going to be those fake exhausts. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know why it looks like that. They could have went a totally different direction that I think would have been a lot cleaner. But you do have the 4Motion badge, which, like I said, what does that mean? All-wheel drive, getting us to the ground. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and see our V6 in our Atlas Cross Sport. All right, guys, got the hood popped. You do have a hydraulic hood strut. Underneath that hood, like I said, you do have two engine choices. Thankfully, we have the V6. So underneath the hood, that 3.6 liter V6 is producing 276 horsepower, 266 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to an 8-speed automatic, and we do have all-wheel drive, 0 to 60 in about 7.1 seconds. The Atlas Cross Sport weighs 4,285 pounds. MPGs with the V6, she's a little thirsty, 17 in the city, 23 on the highway. But this is one of the things that's gonna, like I say, separate it from the Passport, is that the Passport, you're stuck with one engine option and that's it. With the Atlas Cross Sport, there's a lot of other ways you could go to really give your Atlas Cross Sport a unique identity. But why don't we go ahead, let's get to that interior and see how this Cross Sport is so different without the third row. All right, guys, we're inside this 2021 Atlas Cross Sport SE V6 4Motion R-Line. I don't know how many other letters you could add to it, but you know what? I know you're probably saying, well, Joe, you may make some jokes about it, but I'm really digging this Cross Sport. How much is it? The way that this one is optioned, you're looking right around $39,000. Let's see what you get for the money. To the door panels. Love the soft touch material. The bright silver, I wish it was a little bit darker. I wish it was more like a gunmetal gray. And then you're gonna have this other kind of gloss black texture design. I am digging the light gray on the midsection of the door panel with that white contrast stitching and the semi-soft armrest. As you drop down though, you do have a nice large pocket. You could easily put 2 Whoppers and a bottle of Pepsi Clear to drink it all down and wash it all down. Now when you get to the dash, I do like the way the dash is very far forward. You got the soft touch material, which is wonderful. Look at the way they do the AC vents. It's to mimic the grill with those horizontal bars. There's that gloss black kind of texture. Almost looks like fish scales. It's different. It's not trying to look like faux carbon fiber or anything like that. The silver is nice all the way across. You have a nice little Twinkie tray up here. If you like a warm Twinkie like I do, put them up there, real nice. You can put 6 of them. They sit in the sun. They're good to go. You drop down. You do have a 6.5-inch screen. I wish that it was at least an 8-inch or even larger. But the great news is you do have your Apple CarPlay, your Android Auto. You could go into your different features. Look at the graphics. There's our Cross Sport right there. We're driving along. Super clean. I'll throw it into reverse. There is your backup camera. It almost takes up the whole screen, which is nice. And you have trajectory and it's clear. But watch this. When I go into my different modes, look at the graphics. Snow. Are you ready to make a snowman? Normal. Who the heck wants to be normal? Sport. I'm ready to race. And then you can just keep twisting off-road, all the different modes, which make it really, really wonderful in this setup. And that's what gives you that selectability. You can change the personality of your Atlas Cross Sport. You do have dual climate control, heated seats, but no ventilated seats. I'm digging the flat black. Large cubby down here. You could easily put 6 Three Musketeer bars, 100 grand, Heath bars, bags of Skittles, loaded up. You got 2 USB-Cs and a 12 volt. We got 2 cup holders. This is gonna control that 8-speed automatic. You got your silver stop button right there. I do like the stitching on the boot. Let me show you the key fob with my left hand as it gets hung up in there. There's our Volkswagen key fob. Simple, tasteful, it's light. It's got your buttons on the back, remote start, which is nice. We'll drop it in there. Armrest, nice and wide. semi-soft, just like on the door. Open that up, look at that. You could drop a football in there. So if you're done playing with your balls, you can put your football in there, and you got a USB-C to keep it warm, keep the pigskin warm. Close it up, and then we have our leather seats. Love the white contrast stitching. The stitch work is nice, great material. You're gonna have manual controls for the passenger, but you know what the good news is? Over here, I got electric controls on this particular trim, and then the panoramic sunroof. And guess what? It goes all the way back. So that's another nice touch. Tons of space in here. I'm 6 feet tall. I feel good coming over the business end because I want to show you behind the wheel of this Atlas. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You do get a little bit of aluminum. They recycled some cans at the factory and they put the aluminum down here on the lower sill. Looks tasteful. Seat controls, like I promised you, you have full electric assist for the passenger, for the driver's side, not the passenger side on this particular trim. I'm liking the seats. They're supportive. What I'm liking even more is the steering wheel. Great thickness. I like the two different types of leather. The way that it's all stitched together. There's your updated, upgraded Volkswagen logo, looking really slick. We got a little bit of gloss black with the R-Line badge there, some silver, flat bottom. No paddles, but that's okay. You could shift with the actual shifter manually if you wanted to. And then the gauges, guess what? Straightforward, simple. You have that digital display in the center, analog tach, speedometer, coolant, and fuel gauge. If you want a digital display, you can get one. They have a 12-inch display. It's just an option. But other than that, feeling good up here. Let's get to the back seat and see how the Atlas Crossport is going to make your passengers. All right, guys, back seat time. I'm glad we're in the Crossport. We don't have to worry about the third row. Backs of the seats, the leather all the way around. Good size, I guess a medium size on the rear pocket back here. You could put a couple books, put a magazine, maybe a Palm Pilot or two. You can put 2 Palm Pilots back there real easy. Just don't lose the stylus, because then I think the Palm Pilots kind of suck. But when you get to the rear of the center console, you do have rear AC, which is nice. Large cubby here where you could easily drop a couple Twinkies. Keep them back there for your backseat passengers. USB-Cs and that nice home power source. Easy to get to. Look at all the room in here. I didn't even recline the seat yet. This is what you get in the Crossport. This is why I like it better than the Atlas, the standard Atlas. But get ready for this. You ready? You like the party? I like the party. A little bit of recline going on there. Allows me to look at the beautiful clouds. I could see a bunny rabbit, a dragon in the cloud formation. Looks like a Monet painting. But you know what? Let's get to that cargo area because I'm telling you, the amount of room is going to blow your Monet mind. All right, guys, time to open up the cargo area and really check it out. You hit that button right under the L. L means love. I love the back end of this cargo area. As you can see, without a third row, it really just opens things up. You don't have to worry about the seat belts. You don't have to worry about all that garbage. You have these 2 nice areas to where you could drop in a big old bag of Lay's chips. Lay's over there, maybe have the Doritos on the other side. There is a 12 volt. And then we pick this bad boy up. Look at that. There's your spare tire. Easy to get to. And of course, that mid row will fold down. Now, the way that you see it with the seats up, you're looking at 40 cubic feet of space. You fold those seats down, you're looking at almost 80 cubic feet of space in this Crossport. I love the width. I love the height. But you know what I love more? I love going on throttle. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's take our Atlas Crossport V6 for a little spin. All right, guys, we're in the 2021 Atlas Crossport. Right away, you just feel like you're in a substantial vehicle here. You have that large hood that's really wide, that's easy to see because of how far apart the A-pillars are. Visibility out the back is a piece of cake because guess what? We don't have any third row seating to even worry about. The way they have everything laid out in here is super duper smart. Now, does it have everything that I want? No. But the great news is you could spec it any which way you want. And I'm glad that you could drop that R-Line spec in there, no matter if you're going SEL or SE, to really bring some of those extra touches, especially the wheel and tire setup. That's one of my favorite in this vehicle. It just really sets it apart from the rest of the SUV pack, which is great. Super quiet in here. The seats are nice and supportive without being too stiff or feeling like a waterbed. So you're not like all squishy in them, but they feel really good, especially for me, the driver, because I have all the power assist portions in here whereas the passenger in this SE trim has the manual controls, but it's still okay. You could set it up perfectly for your body type. I am a big fan of analog gauges, so I don't have an issue with the way the instrumentation is laid out. It's very classy. It looks top level when it comes to the fit and finish. But if you want digital, like I mentioned earlier, you could get your digital display. I'm gonna slow down here. We're gonna do some on throttle. See how that 8-speed behaves, but on throttle, drops down, the nose goes for the sky, and we're off. So you're getting a decent sound out of the V6, you know, nothing too crazy. Doesn't sound buzzy, which is nice. And the all-wheel drive kept us stable. And I'm telling you right now, snow, sleet, rain, rocks, sand, dust, dirt, debris, the 4Motion is going to keep you planted to the asphalt. It does a really, really great job. Now, yes, it is front-wheel drive bias, so when you're just driving around quote-unquote normal driving conditions, it's going to be front-wheel drive. But as soon as slippage is about to be detected, that's when the rear wheels kick in, the drive shaft kicks in and gets those rear wheels spinning with the power as well. So that's a nice setup there, because it helps try to get some of that fuel economy to something that's a little bit more palatable for your wallet. But space, you got plenty of space in here for everything that you need and the people that you love, or maybe the people you don't love either. Sometimes you have to drive them around as well. But over the bumps, very solid, not a ton of road noise, which is great, because you would think going 20-inch wheels, that's just gonna kill the ride. It's just gonna make a bunch of road noise. Not so in this Atlas Cross Sport, and I really like that. But let's go ahead, on throttle, here we go. So you're not gonna win any drag races, but the good news is it's linear power delivery because it's naturally aspirated V6. You're not waiting for a turbo to kick in or anything like that. And it's smooth. So that's another nice thing. And the shifts are very, very crisp, very precise from the 8-speed automatic. I'm sure a lot of you would like to have paddles, especially if you're going up and down mountains and stuff, paddles on the back of the steering wheel, but you don't get that in this particular setup. You're gonna have to use the shifter itself to shift manually. But pulling out into traffic, watch this. Here we go. But I don't know if you were listening, not even a chirp, not a whimper from any of the tires, and that's that great 4Motion all-wheel drive system at play. But hopefully this gave you a nice overall feel of what this vehicle is about. What I want to do is I want to get out onto a highway section, or at least what would be a highway section where I live, to kind of show what that road stability is all about and just the overall road and ride quality. But the controls, everything within fingertips, getting to that 6.5-inch infotainment system, you know what? It's one of those things where you don't even notice it being smaller, to be honest with you. I'm so used to being in vehicles with 20-inch screens now, right? But the 6.5-inch still gets the job done. But let's slowly roll on throttle here and get up to speed and see how she drives as we go down the road here. But I'll be quiet for a second. So no drama from your baby's mama or from this Atlas Cross Sport, and that's a really good thing. But like I was saying, hopefully this gave you a great overall feel of what the Atlas Cross Sport is about. We're gonna wrap it up and get back to our middle of nowhere parking lot location. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been another great day here in this random parking lot. You know what? We got to definitely thank everybody over at VW USA, allowing Rady's Rides access to this Atlas Cross Sport. It really just goes to show that, you know what? If you want a little bit bigger SUV, but you don't need all the seats, you don't want that third row, you could get it with the Cross Sport. Has way more personality than a Honda Passport, especially when it comes to the option sheet. And you know what? If you're not wanting to get a Q8 and spend the money, or not able to, going the Atlas Cross Sport route, you're still gonna get that unique German styling that I think really is gonna help you stand out from the crowd. But if you wanna keep seeing SUVs like these on Rady's Rides, leave a comment in that comment area. That's what that means. Type a comment in the comment area. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. This is the subscribe button. This is your hand. Hit it. Come back for more. If you are a Rady's Rides family member, thank you for all your support and all that you do. if you want to help us keep this fun action going and all the laughs and cars, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Rady's Rise merch. Gotta give it to the queen of the camera, the queen of my life, the love of my life, my wonderful wife, Lori, working that camera like a champ. Show her some love in the comment section because she's busting her rear end out here in the middle of nowhere. There's like these vultures that are about to attack us. So thank you, Lori, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.